first thing that you need to do is this: when you have a plus size client, one thing you need to do is this: no matter how big their stomach is, okay, no matter how big their stomach is, you need to locate the part that goes in. Okay, you need to identify the part that goes in. You can actually tell her to tilt a little bit. Okay, then the part that goes in, that is the boneless part that goes in, is where their actual waist is. Okay, so I'm going to be, this is the actual waist of my model here, of my client here. So I'm going to tie it like so. So you tie it like this. This will guide you when you are taking your front length and when you are taking your back length, and to know the exact waist measurement for your client. Okay, and all this measurement can also be applicable for a small size, but the major point of focus here is a plus size. So first thing that you need to do is this. So I'm going to be taking my bust measurement. Now you're going to be taking your tape and measure your bust measurements. Okay, so your tape, if you are measuring this, it should not be too tight. Okay, just make it fitted like this, and you place one finger in between your tape. Okay, now that is your bust measurement. Now your waist measurement, this is our waist already. We've already identified our waist, so I'm going to be taking my waist measurement like so. It should not be too tight and it should not be too loose, right? So this is the waist measurement. Now the hip measurement, you're going to take your hip measurement and make sure that is on the fullest part of the lower bodies. Okay, so this is the lower body, so make sure it's on the fullest part of your lower bodies. So this is it, guys. So after that is done, the next measurement you need to take is, now when we are done with this measurement, we'll go into the pattern drafting proper. Okay, so you need to take note of this measurement, especially this is what is known as the chest line measurement. Okay, because I'm mentioning that in the course of drafting the pattern. Okay, so this is your chest line from this area here. Okay, from this part where it's divided, this is your armpit area to the other armpit area, this is your front chest line measurement. Okay, so I'll be taking it like so. Okay, so whenever you want to draft yours, okay, you will need to take the front chest measurement. This is the front chest measurement. It's very important because we are going to make use of it in this pattern. Okay, so you will need to take your across back measurement. Sorry, you need to take your across back measurement. Now this is the across back measurement from the armpit at this area, this part here, to the other part here. So this is the across back measurement. So how do you take that? You're going to take your tape from here to this part here. This is the across back measurement. Right now you need to take your back length, because you know the front length and the back, that is from your shoulder to your waist, is not actually the same. Okay, because of the fact that we have the bust in front and we have no bust at the back. You can see that the back is actually flat. Okay, so that is the main reason why you need to take your back length. Okay, so now what you are going to do, you are going to take your tape around here, and you take your tape, measure from the nape of the neck and measure down. Okay, so the part that goes in, that is actually the waistline for your back, or this, or where the tape ends at the back, this is actually your waistline for the back. Okay, so you take your back waistline. I hope you get that. Okay, so after doing that, you take your shoulder measurement. Okay, so your shoulder measurement is this bone that divides the main hand and the shoulder. Okay, you can tell your client to raise it up, okay, to identify where the shoulder is. Okay, because if you don't get the actual shoulder measurement, at the end of the day, it might affect the fit of your dress. So you need to take note of all these points, right? So I'm going to be taking it this way, and you measure the shoulder measurement. I hope you guys get this. Okay, so if in case you have any question, please feel free to drop your question in the WhatsApp group, and I'll be there to answer you guys. So this is the shoulder measurement, right? So after taking your shoulder measurement, now one thing, especially if I'm making a sleeve, okay, for a plus size and that have Christian mother hand. Sorry, my client doesn't really have a Christian mother hand. Okay, but if you're making a sleeve for a plus size, okay, you need to take note of this part, right? It's very, very important, because at the end of the day, you might end up doing your sleeve and the sleeve might be too tight around this area, right? So you need to take your bicep. This is the bicep. Take your bicep measurement. Right now, after taking your bicep measurement, then you need to take your armhole length. Your round armhole is very, very important, right? Because there are some times that after drafting and sewing your dress, you discover that the armhole is either too tight or it's too loose. So you need to take this armhole measurement, because at the end of the day you cross check whether the armhole measurement that you have on your pattern is actually the same thing with what you measured, right? So this is very important. So you take your round armhole measurement. It should not be too tight, right? It should just be a little bit free. Okay, it should be a little bit free, it should not be too tight. Okay, so that is your armhole measurement. Now you need to take your shoulder to your elbow, right? Then the shoulder to the sleeve length, or wherever you want the sleeve to stop at. Okay, then your round elbow measurement, that is your elbow circumference. Okay, then the wrist. Okay, take your round wrist measurement like so. I hope you get that. Now the next thing you need to do is to take your vertical measurement. You've already taken the horizontal measurement, right? So you need to take your vertical measurement, because it is the vertical measurement that will guide you when you want to impute your horizontal measurement. Okay, your vertical measurement will tell you where your waistline is, where your hip line is, so that there will not be, in pattern drafting there is no guesswork, right? So what you're going to do now is this: you take your tape on this your shoulder line. How do you locate your shoulder line? If you are confused on how to locate your shoulder line, you can use this part of the hair here. Okay, you just trace it. Okay, now this is where the shoulder line start from. So you take your shoulder to your bust point. Okay, and if you see that, if you notice that the person's bra is loose, you can actually tell her to take a bra up, so they can actually get the exact shoulder to nipple measurement, right? So you take your shoulder to your nipple point, right? Then you take your shoulder to your under bust. This is very, very important, because I understand the fact that some of you have issues with, after doing the bustier, you discover that the bust is not really actually packed. Okay, so you need to take note of this shoulder to your under bust. If possible, tell your client to take her bra up, so they can actually get your shoulder to your under bust, right? Then you take your shoulder to your waist, right? Take your shoulder to your waist. Then you take your shoulder to where the blouse length is. Okay, so this is the blouse length I'll be working with, right? So this area for the blouse length, if you are making the blouse, you are going to take your tape and measure where the circumference of where the blouse length will stop, because most of all these blouses now, they don't stop at the hip line, it goes up, right? So you take your tape and measure where the blouse length is. Okay, then that is that about that. Then the full length of your dress, and you want to measure for a trouser. Okay, let's say it's a high waist trouser, and this is where she wants the high waist to be. What will you do? You are going to take your tape. Now this crush measurement I'm going to be taking is very, very important. I don't joke with that whenever I'm making a trouser or a jumpsuit, right? So you're going to be taking your tape. You tell her, you just say her, sorry, I need to take this measurement. Very, very important. So you take your tape and take it this way. Okay, take it this way. Sorry, now this is the back. So this is the back, right? Then you take it, you can see where the back, where it is here, right? Then you now tell her to shift. Yeah, and shift. So you can see. So let's say this is a high waist trouser. This is how to take your crush length measurement. Okay, you can even tell her to bend a little bit. Okay, just bend first and hand to see whether the ease here is actually is okay. To see whether the ease here is okay. So if you want it tight, you can tighten it a little bit. Okay, but know that the more you go in, the more uncomfortable she might be, right? So this is how to actually take your crush length measurement. This is how I take my crush length measurement, and it's a lifesaver, right? So let's assume you are making a jumpsuit. You take your tape wherever you want the half length of your jumpsuit to start from. Let's say it's here. So you take your tape and do the same thing. Okay, take your tape and do the same, because this plus size, some or their body size might be very funny to watch. So you need to take extra care whenever you are working for a plus size. Okay, so that is that about the crush length, right? Then it is the knee. You take the knee measurement. You take your knee measurement, right? Basic measurement that you need when you are drafting a basic bodies. Okay, basic bodies for a plus size or for any size whatsoever. So guys, I'll be seeing you guys on the drafting table, right? And if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I see in the comments section. Feel free to drop your question in the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Bye bye.